My missionary career started at a very early age because I felt called into missions. But we got to Indonesia in 1974. My ministry was divided in half. The first half was church planting. But during that church planting, I also got involved in youth ministries. And so sometimes I would be invited out to other areas besides Jakarta where I was working. And then the second half was youth ministries. And that's when we moved to Kalimantan. And so there I was working with the young people, and we decided to start a youth ministries major in one of the local theological schools there called Tenggara Bible School. And we started the major, and I had a time to teach there. And then we just did youth retreats and youth training all over the country, everywhere except for Papua, and just traveled everywhere talking to pastors and churches about youth ministry. And so I have two halves, church planting and youth ministries. Some of my first experiences as working with missionary pilots was because of invitations to do youth conferences and youth training. And I was able to fly in West Kalimantan, I was able to fly in East Kalimantan. We also did in Kupang, which is down on the eastern part. In the Kupang, we had a 2-engine plane, and so we had to kind of hop from island to island on that. So getting me in and out of locations that were very difficult to get to. Years ago, we started youth aviation camps at Lake Swan Camp. I was the director there. Tim came alongside me in that endeavor, and it was just a wonderful experience. And he said, "Gordon, I think I can help you in this." And so Tim then really started to coordinate all those aviation camps. And we saw these students coming for these 1-week time in the summer at Lake Swan Camp and being thoroughly encouraged and inspired for mission aviation. We had a problem. And then we found out that the cost of aviation education is so expensive. And so Tim felt led, and he started the school. And when he came to me, he said, "Gordon," he said, "I want you to teach." And he said, "I want you to teach 2 courses. And I said, "Okay, great, I'll teach 1. And so that's when I agreed to take over the anthropology course, and I really enjoyed it. And so when we started the school, to see it come from nothing, I was just, we had 1 student in the first time that we started the college. But then to see the emphasis on quality and the idea that we needed to have an accrediting association connected with the school, and so the school is aiming towards that, and it's in the process now of doing that. So I am trying to do the best that I can in my course to teach the anthropology, and I know the other professors are doing the same thing, and so I think it's a good program, and students will come out with a good understanding of aviation and missions at the same time. What I am finding out about students here at the College of Missionary Aviation is they are here with a real purpose. You don't come to this school just for something to do, but they are here for real purpose, and that's what makes the difference in these students. And so it is a joy for me in the anthropology field that I'm teaching to open their thoughts and their ideas to what does it mean to work cross-culturally. That's not an easy task in some situations. And so I appreciate the students' willingness to work with this course, to do the interaction, to do all the little assignments and crazy things that we do and talk about in class, because eventually it will make a difference for them as they attempt cross-cultural ministries.
My wife and I were called to the country of Albania as agriculture missionaries. We were supposed to work on a project in a specific village for a specific period of time. But as we got there, we found that things were a little bit different than we had thought in the study beforehand, and so our project changed to where we worked on a larger scale with other agriculture missionaries from different European countries. Of course, in a place like Albania, there aren't any jungles, but you measure distance in time. How long it takes you to get somewhere is really how far away it is. And so one of the villages that we did most of our work was a 3-hour drive by Land Rover, assuming that you could actually get to the village. Oftentimes we would have to walk the last couple of miles to get to the village because the road was washed out. But when we used heli mission, and they were available in many cases, they were there doing aid work and taking supplies out to remote villages. Whenever we were able to use them, they could get us to that same village in 10 minutes. And so a 10-minute helicopter flight or a 3-hour one-way Land Rover drive oftentimes would make the difference of whether or not you actually were able to go to the village to accomplish something for them or not. Now, Missionary Aviation Fellowship was also working in country, but they weren't flying fixed wings at the time, and so most of what they did, which was very helpful, was to organize a system of VHF and HF radios and organize a daily roll call for the different missionaries around the country just to check in and make sure everyone was okay. When we came home from the field, we still had a part of our heart was out in the foreign mission field. And one of our friends that I went to high school with was involved with the beginnings of the College of Missionary Aviation, and he mentioned to me that possibly I would like to see if there was something I could teach or something I could add. So I had the opportunity to teach a class in missions, and it's been a wonderful experience for me to be able to revisit that and to help to share my experience and that information with people that feel called to the mission field and are trying to learn more about it. And I've told the classes on a number of occasions that I wish I'd have had this class before I went to the mission field, because I learned a lot of this just on the go, not knowing, making mistakes as I went, and just trial and error. The students have been called to the mission field, have been dedicated. When I see what they go through to learn how to fly the planes, and the other classes that they have to take to prepare them for the mission field, there's no doubt in my mind the quality of the program is not diminished in any way by the fact that it's compressed into 2 years. In fact, it makes it even more amazing to have that quality of student, that quality of program that produces that quality of missionary in such a short period of time.